Well, in related news, several countries today have voiced their concerns at the United Nations about police violence in France, including violence against protesters. Sweden, Denmark and Norway were among the countries raising concerns during what's known as a universal periodic review. That's a process that all 193 UN nations must undergo every 4 years. Russia and Iran also joined the chorus of voices today criticising France. And among the issues raised, the police treatment of migrants, racial profiling and religious intolerance as well. Well, let's go to Geneva and talk to John Zarakostas and get a bit more on what's happened today. John, let's talk about what concerns are being raised by these countries about excessive police violence, first of all. What's been said about that in particular?
Well, thank you. It's quite a cross-section of countries that zoomed in on this current problem in France, from friendly countries in Europe and North America to countries that are traditionally hostile to Western countries, such as Iran. But the key point was calls for transparent investigations about excessive use of force by police enforcement and other enforcement authorities by Sweden. And the Swedish delegation said they must have investigations in a transparent manner. Denmark went a bit even further, and they suggested that France explore options for effective measures to provide better safeguards for the freedom to demonstrate, such as reviewing the police doctrine. So that was quite something coming from Denmark. Also, Canada raised the issue of police profiling, and that is, they said, a question of systemic racial discrimination. And other countries raised the similar issue, including Japan. And later, the United States raised a whole issue on racism and anti-Semitism and anti-Muslim hatred going on in France.
Indeed. So the police in France under significant scrutiny then over, as you say, issues like racial profiling, the way that protests are handled, anti-Semitism as well. How significant is it that France is under this kind of scrutiny on the international stage, do you think?
This is standard. All countries that are reviewed by their peers have their turn at having the spotlight put on them, warts and all. So this is fair, and France accepts this review and is open to all the mechanisms of the UN system. It has an open invitation to visit France and investigate whenever they want. Actually, the Minister for gender equality, diversity and equal opportunity, Isabelle Combi-Rome, she said to the session at the closing end of the review that racism and anti-Semitism are a poison to the Republic. Very strong words, highlighting that the problem is big.
John Zarakostas, thank you very much.